even true to this day. Why is it that the media, once again, won't tell the American people the truth? Who controls your media? Is it a tell, lie, vision? Do they tell you lies constantly? So anyway, here's a little piece. You know, the Olympics are in town. Yeah, so the Olympics are in town in Vancouver anyway. But notice what some truthers, they even get it up there. Watch the whole thing. It's important. And for you people who want to, you know, have little secret meetings and like secret societies, listen to what Kennedy says. And I hope you enjoy this piece.
My country tears of thee, sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Let freedom ring.
Alexander Hamilton said a nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master and deserves one. And in that sentence, he told us the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Third time I've said that. I'll probably say it 3 more times. See, in my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda.
So kind of interesting, huh? Even around the globe, people are aware that the story doesn't add up. But I guess you want to believe it. You want to believe that Muslims who couldn't fly a Cessna all of a sudden could fly, you know, 757s. You want to believe that 757s evaporate on impact. You want to believe that they leave no debris. You want to believe that even buildings that didn't get hit by airplanes, Building 7, fall into their own footprint. Kind of convenient for people, especially those who made money on 9/11. Why was it that the CIA, Buzzy Kromgard, why was it that his, banker company, investment banker, why did they handle the transactions for the put options on American Airlines, huh? Why was that? Why were there put options on American Airlines and United Airlines and Boeing? Record numbers of them, in record sizes. But you're busy watching the New England Patriots, right? Because rah, rah, paint my face. Oh yeah, sports are important. Yeah. So anyway, we'll go back to Jefferson, who says, resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. For you believers out there. So I got this piece I really like, and I want you to catch it because a lot of people knew that the whole Bush administration was bad. Hey, they were doing unconstitutional stuff. Hey, they were setting up martial law. Hey, they were telling American citizens, you're guilty. They put the Patriot Act through after 9/11 so they could treat you like a criminal, take away your rights. Take a look at this. This is a piece, this is Alex Jones on the new Sarah Palin, Neocon, Glenn Beck thing, and how they're going to use everybody's anger on Obama because he's doing the exact same thing the Bush administration did because he's funded by the same Goldman Sachs bankers. Oh my gosh, people, same globalist bankers. But notice how they use that against you. This is the left-right paradigm. Catch this piece. It kicks butt.
Don't say you haven't been warned about Sarah Palin. Don't say you haven't been warned. I cut my teeth exposing Bill Clinton as a traitor to this country and going after our Second Amendment and our national sovereignty. And George Bush tripled the size of government, passed the Patriot Act, Homeland Security. Yes, Obama reissued it. But the point is, that was bipartisan. It gives Obama left cover. He's expanding wars, biggest defense budgets ever, continuing torture, secret arrest, and the phony right wing comes out and attacks him as a peacenik. Barack Obama is a corporate whore. Barack Obama works for the big banks. Barack Obama is there to bring a form of fake neoliberalism into the United States and worldwide to continue the empire's corruption. And it's the same thing for Sarah Palin, vetted by Henry Kissinger. Anybody chosen to be the running mate of John McCain is a nightmare. If there was any doubt about the true colors of Sarah Palin, it is now 100% clear that she is a fraud and a warmonger and a neocon that will rape you even worse than George W. Bush did. It's simple. 9/11 has been used to target the American people and set up a police state. Do you understand that? We have the secret MIAC and Homeland Security reports that were leaked to us by law enforcement a year ago. People couldn't believe their contents for 4 or 5 days until the government admitted they were real. The main focus of Homeland Security and domestic military operations under Northcom is suppressing the states and the governors and we the people. The whole thing is targeted at returning veterans, gun owners, Christians, conservatives, libertarians. That's in the documents. All 50 states issued these via the federal government. But what is Sarah Palin doing? She's saying we need to expand the Patriot Act. She says we don't need a constitutional lawyer, we need a president. Really, America is the Bill of Rights and Constitution. What's her problem with Obama? He's continued secret arrest. He's continued torture. He's expanded the wars. He's brought us the 2 biggest defense budgets in history. He supported the banker bailout that you supported, Palin, along with Glenn Beck and George W. Bush. What's the problem with Obama? The truth is it's a staged WWF wrestling event, and the American people know this. It was 3 years ago, at the start of the Republican campaign for the primaries, that true Tea Parties were formed against both political parties for Ron Paul to truly call for our republic to be restored. And now look at us 3 years later. In 2009, in January, at Tea Parties in Texas, Governor Rick Perry, who supports the North American Union, seizing 8,000 miles of Texas roads, turning them into toll roads, who supports making girls take Gardasil shots when it's not even the law, it was killing a bunch of people. Rick Perry, a Bilderberg Group attendee, calling for world government. That's in the Dallas Morning News. Rick Perry was being booed everywhere at Tea Parties. So was Senator Cornyn. Other neocon Republicans were being booed. But the Republican Party came in and took over the Tea Parties. And now they've officially done it with Sarah Palin and Glenn Beck. It's run by the RNC. That's who chartered Tea Party Nation. That's who funds these events. And then Sarah Palin gets up in front of the Tea Parties and says, we need to have war with Iran right now. That's the only thing that will save Obama's administration.
How hard do you think President Obama will be to defeat in 2012?
It depends on a few things. Say he played, and I got this from Buchanan reading one of his columns the other day, say he played the war card. Say he decided to declare war on Iran or decided to really come out and do whatever he could to support Israel, which I would like him to do. But that changes the dynamics.
You're not suggesting that he would cynically play the war card.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying if he did, things would dramatically change if he decided to toughen up and do all that he can to secure our nation and our allies.
The neocons last week wrote 3 editorials calling for this to happen. She supports the Patriot Act. She supports secret arrest. She supports torture. And all of this is designed for the American people. It's a bait and switch, ladies and gentlemen. We have the internal documents. And then, in Texas, on Super Bowl Sunday in Houston, she gets up and endorses Rick Perry, and she says he's going to send a message to Washington.
I can't tell you, though, how proud I am to get to support Governor Rick Perry. Who better to lead than the successes that we already see here in Texas? I look forward to Texas sending Washington a message on how things can be done right, because you're doing them right in Texas.
Rick Perry is a total whore of Washington. He supported the banker bailout, just like Palin and Beck did, just like Bush did. Because as many congressmen have said, the foreign banks run this country. That's the issue, getting past the puppets of Obama and Palin to the real elite.